Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how your mind is constructing reality in the external world. I'm going to be talking about how the trees you see behind me and the person you see standing in front of this camera are actually a product of your own mind. And I'm going to be debunking the popular belief that you are separate from reality and there's a physical reality out there, when in fact your mind is creating the reality out there, but you're creating it unconsciously such that the illusion persists that reality is physical and external. So how can I prove this to you? The thing is, I can't prove this to you because you have to derive it through personal experience. You can only do this, you can only have this realization if you start meditating every single day, or you start doing some other spiritual practice such as yoga or breath work, and you slowly start raising your consciousness. Now, what does raising your consciousness mean? It means that you slowly start to basically become a witness of your thoughts more and more and more until you realize that everything in reality is made out of your thoughts, and that there is no external reality, and basically you are at the source of all of existence. Okay, you are awareness, you are pure consciousness. Now, many people believe that they are in a separate external reality because this illusion that you're separate from the rest of reality is very strong, because we have very little consciousness of how our minds are constructing reality. But if you take a psychedelic, if you do lots of meditation, if you do lots of yoga, you'll realize you are at the center of everything created. So this is very freeing, because now you can start creating how you see reality. You don't start victimizing yourself or scapegoating other people. You start to become in charge of your life, because you realize everything in reality is made up of your own mind. And the quality of your mind determines how well your life goes, and not the state of the economy, the state of politics, the state of international affairs or wars or inflation. All of those are, of course, factors that can affect your life, but depending on the quality of your mind, if your mind is in a very high state of consciousness, you can still remain peaceful and grounded when inflation or wars or poverty happens around the world, or terrible news on TV starts popping up, you know? So it all depends on your mind. It all depends on your state of consciousness. And you actually can't be happy either if you don't raise your consciousness, because you will be sucked and mired into this matrix of thoughts, which you believe is you, because you identify with your thoughts, and you'll believe you get sucked in all these rabbit holes of anxious and depressive thoughts every day, and you won't be grounded in the present moment. You won't be centered. You won't be able to have any flow states in your life, which are actually scientifically proven to generate happiness. So if you're just smoking weed every day, or if you're just uh, jerking off every day, or going to work but doing it half-assedly, and you're not conscious, you're actually losing a lot of precious moments in your life where you could be fully present, fully in the moment, fully absorbed in your life, and therefore you're losing a lot of potential happiness you could have gained. Now, of course, there is no past, there is no future, there's only the present, ultimately. and everything else is a memory or simply a future expectation we have in the present moment. But over the sum total of your life, if you're never present, if you never raise your consciousness enough, if you never work to actualize what I'm saying, such as meditation, yoga, breath work, maybe taking some psychedelics and being open-minded to this possibility of life being made out of consciousness and not material substances, then you will never be happy, because you will always be in La La Land, in your own mental fantasy. You'll always be mired in thoughts, and this is where all depression, anger, fear, judgment, hate, division, this is where all of that comes from. Now, ultimately, when you reach a state of enlightenment, there is no difference between division or unity or hate or love, because everything is perfect as it is. It's absolute love, it's absolute beauty. But in your own personal life, if you don't raise your consciousness, you can't be happy, because if you're alone in your room, for example, and you have no stimulation, you'll have cravings, you will have all sorts of anxious thoughts, you have all sorts of judgments appearing in your mind, and you will automatically respond to them unconsciously, reacting to them rather than responding to them consciously. Like an animal, basically. It's like stimulus response. And you never consciously take control of your life. So that's all I had today for you guys. This is basically how your mind is creating reality. Depending on where you've grown up, for example, if you've grown up in a very scientific household and you're watching this video, you may have the belief that what I'm talking is crazy talk, and reality is not made out of consciousness, it's made out of atoms, it's made out of particles, it's made out of physical substance rather than mind stuff. And this is, of course, what people told you was true, but that's not true. Okay, it's the same with a religious person coming to this video and thinking I'm crazy, because actually reality is created by a god in the clouds rather than by your own mind. But this is what you unconsciously picked up from your household, from your culture, from what people have told you is true about reality, when in fact that's not the case. So raise your consciousness. Don't believe me. Don't think that what I'm saying is true per se, but just look in your experience, that is, and see for yourself as you do yoga, as you do meditation, as you raise your consciousness, how what I'm saying is true, and ultimately that you are the creator of everything around you, of life, of reality. Peace.